So in this video, I'm trying to look at how structuralism originated, and by doing so, I'm introducing Ferdinand de Saussure. I am sure you all must know him by now because you must have been hearing about him from your first year of degree classes. So yes, Saussure and structuralism is related, and his concepts are important in linguistics and also in theory. So let's look at Saussure and his moves. So even though structuralism originated in the 1950s, it has its origin, or it is based on Saussure's ideas in his 1915 work, A Course in General Linguistics. Two important terms that he uses: synchronic and diachronic study. Now synchronic, sync the word, you lip sync with the song, so it is easy to remember at a certain point of time. Studying language, so synchronic study is the study of language at a certain point of time, and usually it's the present time. Now diachronic, so diachronic is the study of language throughout a time. It tries to understand how language has changed over a certain period of time. For example, the word nice, like when someone cooks you something which isn't that good, you say, "Oh, nice." Well, did you know that 500 years back, nice used to mean foolish or stupid? So diachronic study would try to understand this change over the course of time. Saussure makes three distinct moves in his analysis of language. First one, he divides language into two main components. I was going to say that would have been two main components: Langue and Parole. Now Langue is the abstract set of rules, conventions, everything that's abstract about the language. Let's say, imagine a dictionary that has all the words in English language, then include all the grammatical rules in there, include all the idioms in there, then it's no longer a dictionary. But let's imagine all the idioms, all the phrases, all the slangs, expressions that are specific to which culture maybe. Now all these rules, conventions and everything, I mean, that would be very impossible, right? Can you imagine such a book with everything, all of these? No, but there is such an abstract concept, including everything. So that's the Langue. And each this pre-exist uses. For example, I might have some of those parts, you have those Langue in your mind, but I don't have, like I said, imagine that complete book. I don't have all that complete book in my head. But Langue is that, well, simply said, Langue is that abstract concept where everything is encompassed in it. Now Parole is the physical manifestation of Langue. For example, in my abstract sense, I know that subject, verb, okay? So I put he kicks the ball, and I write it, or when I spoke it, it's a physical manifestation. I uttered it. That's Parole. Second, he proposes a relational theory of language. That means meaning emerges in the act of difference or opposition between words. Let's talk about the cat, which is, a linguist's favorite example. Now, a cat is a cat because it's not a dog. And imagine that every word in English language was cat. Well, cat, 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 kit, cat. Cat, cat, cat. Well, that was stupid and silly, I know it. Well, it's obvious, it sounds obvious. How can every word in a language be cat? But just imagine, because there is difference between each word phonetically, and that's why meaning there is meaning for cat which is different from dog and what it means. So humor me in the situation. So imagine a conversation between two people, and one is someone who has not seen a horse in his entire life, and the other person is trying to explain what it is. Okay. Horse, it's an animal. I love animals. Dogs, kittens. It's a wild animal. Oh, I know wild animals. Zebras, lions. It's brown in color. Brown color. Mm. It looks like a zebra, but brown. Oh, so a zebra with brown color and white stripes? No, just brown. So the listener here went through a lot of words, related them, then differentiated them to reach that final word. And even then, we know it's not exactly perfect, but I was trying to, or it was an attempt to show the mental processes that goes through when we think about a word and try to figure out its meaning. I mean, even when we know a word, when we try to figure out what a house is, we have to know the difference between a house, a bungalow, a cottage. So there's a lot of things that goes on in our mind, and this reaching of meaning is based on relations and differences. So, third move. So Saussure in his third move says that the relationship between the words and their meanings are not natural. That means a signifier and the signifier, the relationship is arbitrary. Arbitrary means it exists because of conventions. There's no natural relationship. Now, a tree is called a tree because we just decided to name it a tree. There's no treeness in the tree that has to be called a tree. Exactly why? Because we have so many different words in each language for something. I mean, for the same thing. So it's not natural. It's not the universal law or anything that a tree has to be named tree. It's just established by conventions, and it's not natural. It's arbitrary. So what do these moves tell us? Is language a perfect system? For example, when I try to explain what a horse is, did that person actually reach the concept, the exact meaning I wanted it to mean? That's debatable, right? Now, if I ask you to describe or to explain to me what the meaning of the word mother is, you'll have to use more words. Someone who gave me birth, and then I'll have to know each word in that someone gave me birth. Now, if you take the word me is different from you, and the concept, the usage is different. So every word brings a lot of other words in it that from which we differentiate it, relate it to understand meaning. And even when you talk about such a word like mother, you use more language to talk about it, and from those words you again have to go to more words to understand. So the sentence that explains what this is that language doesn't reflect reality. It refers to itself constantly. It comes back. When you talk about mother and tries to explain it in a language, you use more words, you come back to language every time, and this goes on forever. Another example, lion. the meaning of the word line. If you look in a dictionary, if you look at the entry, you have more words. And then if you want to find out the meaning for those words, you have to go again. So it goes on forever. It never ends. So that's what he means by language refers back to itself. But the structure ensures that we realize the difference. For example, phonetically, words are different. Then the letters, it's different from cat, C-A-T, D-O-G. So it ensures, the structure of English language ensures that we realize the difference, we understand the difference. And the favorite example of mine, like as a child, I learned there are 7 colors in a rainbow, and I painted 7 colors. So that's the reality for me. My language, the language that was taught to me, created that reality for me. Is it the reality? Are there only 7 colors in the rainbow? I mean, our human eye can't process those millions of colors. We can't even imagine how they're gonna be. So we use language to create a different reality where the rainbow is understandable to us, where there are only a few colors. Pursue the language for rainbow, the color that we tell, it's creating a different reality, not the actual truth, if such a thing there is. I mean, there is. Personally, I think there is. Well, I hope I made that clear, and I hope you all enjoyed my lesson. Well, if you liked my video, do subscribe.